Hey everyone, welcome back to the Random Spirit Podcast. I am your host, Cynthia. Today, episode 44, we are speaking on the wounds that we have with our siblings, the sibling wound, brother wound, the sister wound. We speak on the difficulties in the relationship that we have with our siblings. I have my best friend, Tanisha, on this podcast with me today. I am apologizing in advance. There is a lot of background noise in this episode. I was home, my son was home, I was going in and out of the house. I am sorry. I want to say a special thank you to my best friend, Tanisha. I love you, girl. Thank you so much for your vulnerability. You are teaching me so much about being in my soft girl era and my healing girl era. Thank you for your transparency, your realness, and just thank you for being you. Me and Tanisha have been friends for a little over a year, and the way that we talk in a way that like we've been friends for just years, like for a lifetime. I know we have a past life connection. Strong. I love you, girl. I hope you guys like this episode and I hope you guys enjoy it. Welcome, my best friend, Tanisha.
Hey girl, hey, how are you, my girl?
Girl, I'm good. How are you, baby?
I'm good. I'm here.
Right? We here, we out here. I feel like
hmm
over the years, we've developed this sisterhood between you and I.
Yes,
And it's so beautiful because that's what today's episode is going to be about like like friendships and like sisterhood and like brotherhood, I think.
of
Yeah.
course, yeah,
Yeah,
of course,
brotherhood
yeah.
and stuff like that. So, do you feel like, like with the siblings and growing up and stuff, like that's like your I don't want to say your best friend, but like I guess you can
Mhm.
say it's like your friend, like the relationships we have with our siblings?
Uh, it's like a love and hate relationship. Yeah, you can say for me.
For
Yeah, it's
you?
like a love, like you don't want nothing to happen to them, or but at the end of the day, like you're protecting, like you get scared, like you don't want anything bad to happen to them, but at the same time, with them being there in your presence, they get on your nerves. It triggers you. Like it's a lot of healing and learning to do because a lot of things are like triggering, and everyone have their trauma issues, so they put this issue on you, argue back and forth. Girl, it's a lot when it comes to those
Do
sibling.
you do you feel like you and your siblings have a better relationship now, or like was it like better when you were younger?
I mean, I feel like it's kind of the same, but a little better. Because the reason why I would say a little better is just that we don't put hands on each other because we gotten
I'm
older.
so
But
done. I'm
before,
done.
we used to put hands on each other. But now it's just words. You slam the door, you whatever, you cuss, and you keep it moving, and everyone go to their separate corner and their separate spaces. So that's what I may say.
That's crazy, Tanisha. Tanisha
Yeah.
had a whole WWE like
It
childhood.
was. Now tell me you didn't have that with your siblings. Like y'all didn't fight. Like
With
hands on each other, like fighting.
yeah, like for
Oh,
like me and Crystal used to get down. Okay,
okay. I'm telling you, like
it's
scratching, pulling
so
hair, like
bad.
because it triggers you because their mouth is so slick, and then you be want to say like I'm the oldest, like respect me. Why do you talk to me this way? Like
The
what do I
amount
do
of
to you?
trauma, dude, the amount of trauma. Who that's gonna be today's episode. We're starting off with the brother wound. I'm gonna start it if that's okay, Tanisha, because I didn't grow up
Mm-hmm.
with my brothers.
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
didn't
Go ahead,
like
girl.
literally I didn't grow up with my brothers. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like the father wound with the brother wound, maybe. I don't know what's there, but it's like my older brother, Sergio, was
Mm-hmm.
like in and out of jail. He wasn't really in my life like that. I know
Mm-hmm.
there's something there. I'll probably work on it. There's
Mm-hmm.
something there. And then like my older brother Tommy, um, I mean, they weren't in my life, Tanisha. I don't even know what to say.
So
I
you
know, like,
telling me they don't check in? They don't check in. They don't text you. They don't say, "Hey, what's up?" or give you a call or anything with your older brothers.
girl,
Because I
you
know some brothers
know,
are protective about their sister, like overly protective.
I
Like, are
didn't
they
grow,
give that?
Tanisha. I didn't grow up with them. Like, okay,
Mhm.
the oldest, Tommy. He has his own life. My niece and
Mhm.
nephew. I mean, he was there growing. I remember going to his house for like swimming and stuff. Like he was always there, but like there's no like bond. And then like with my other brother, Serge or whatever, there's no bond there. But I will say, so you know how my family is, big crazy family. So Sergio's
Mhm.
son Junior, I grew up with him, and all I'm gonna
Mhm.
say is that he's a Gemini. Let's just leave it at that, okay?
Oh wow! So no wonder you mentally and physically prepare yourself. Like I see why now it makes sense because certain things you'll do, and I'm like, girl, that doesn't trigger you, that don't bother you. You're like, girl, you think I'm scared? I'm like, okay, so it makes sense. You were around many Geminis.
Yeah, so like, I mean, Junior's like I grew up with him. I mean, I don't know if like you had this, Tanisha, where it's like you grow up with I don't know if you would call Junior a brother, but like we would play Barbies and he'd come and fuck shit up.
Oh my goodness.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah,
That's the
yeah.
brothers for you. That makes sense. Yeah, that's the masculine, the boys for you. Yep. To purposely do that. It's so crazy.
I know.
I'm
I'm like,
dead.
there's not like literally there's not much, and I know like he went through his traumas, we went through our
Mhm.
traumas, so I mean, I have not, I literally don't have much to say about the brother wound on my end. So
Like, was
let's
there
keep
any
it moving.
support? Like, was like support like at the end? Like, if you were where you went like before, like where you had the kids or whatever, like anything. Like, did he give you a call? Like, was it like supporting? Like, no
I w-
texts, like
I will
birthdays, Mother's
say
Day.
I will say for my brothers, like my older brothers, no, but like I will say like now, like with the family, like when Junior comes over or whatever, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
maybe like my brothers too, like they are active with the kids.
Mm-hmm. But what about holidays? No text, like
No,
happy
girl.
holidays, nothing. Oh my
Tanisha,
goodness.
you know my family. No, I mean, like we have the group chat, but you act like I respond to it. Girl, it's trauma.
Yeah, I
Anyways,
thought you would lie when you say they're crazy, but no, they're really crazy.
I'm
I see what
telling
you're trying to
you, it's a lot. I don't know. It's like there's no connection when it comes to the men.
say. Yeah.
But it's not, I mean, like, I don't know. I'm used to it. Let's move on to you because I know it's a lot for you. Um, it's a lot for you. And yeah, your brothers, I will say, just like from looking on the outside, because we talk all the time. They are amazing uncles, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, the youngest brother, KK, girl,
Hmm.
looks like Tristan 100%. Okay,
Oh, there you go. You so crazy.
they look alike.
I
How was
go
it growing
crazy.
up for you, baby?
I mean, like with my siblings, I would say I can say it was okay, but when it's four of us, and our daddy will come home sometimes with like one toy or something or two toys,
Damn.
or something or a certain amount of whatever, we fight over it. Everyone, we fight
Yeah.
over it. That's how our state. That's how it was for us. It was just crazy. Like I always felt like I was the oldest out of everyone because I used to look over everyone, look after, like, very protective. Like I give that energy of protecting, of nurturing.
Always, you
So
do.
always when it came to all my siblings, even though they're selfish and they're mean, which
Not my
trigger
girl
me,
calling out.
let
Ooh.
me tell you, that triggers me a lot. When I tell you it triggers me, and that's why I get upset the way I do, and that's why I cuss them out the way I do,
I know.
and yeah, and get very upset the way I do because it's like, damn, like, what did I do to you for you to treat me like this? And then, especially the little one, not the little brother, the sister. I'm like, why you so disrespectful? Like, what
I
did I do
know.
to be disrespectful? Like, you disrespect me, I don't disrespect you. You could come at me a certain way, but not like that, especially for me being your older sister. But my little brother, he's just in his own world. He don't too much.
Literally,
But yeah, you don't
literally.
hear nothing about him. Like,
I
he's in and out.
don't.
He's in and out. You hear everybody needing for him, probably draining his energy. Like, take me here, do this, do that, blah 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 blah. And I think there's days that's why he start his morning and days early because he's like, ain't no one gonna bother me. It's gonna be a good day. Let me play my gospel because he don't play. Let me go to church. Let me read my scripture because this family is not driving me crazy.
How was it
And
growing
that's
up
it.
with KK? Like,
I mean, with him, it was pretty cool because I was getting him. I know. I was getting him ready for, when he go out to school, like I would say,
you were a home
homeschool.
mom.
I was homeschooling, like, at an early age. Like he wasn't in school yet. I was playing school with him, teacher, and we had like package, paper, what
Tanisha don't
everything. And
play.
I did like I had like books and I'll play like like we're elementary. You know how you play where it's like lunchtime, you'll make food.
I'm
I'm like,
so
okay, get
dead.
up. I did, yeah. It was a lot. I remember all of that.
What's the
hmm
age difference between you and KK?
Um Kika is what, 23 and I'm
Seven
29, so
years?
it's a huge
Six.
little difference.
I think it's
hmm
six because he's turning 24 this year. You're turning 30.
Yeah, he's turning 24 in October.
We love Libras.
Yeah, how you know? Yeah, he's a Libra,
Girl, well,
October
because he
14th,
he
girl.
he's a Libra and
Hmm.
Emmanuel's a Libra. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Them
That's
too, but Emmanuel
crazy.
and Kick it, two different people. Kick it, you can't really get Kick it mad. Like you have to really do something real bad to get Kidlin mad. But other than that, he won't get mad for you. Okay, Kick it. Let me tell you, it's protected. He sings. He read his scriptures. Let me tell you, nobody can get on Kick it
He's
nerves or
so
get on his
calm.
bad side.
I love like your
hmm
little brother's energy. And then like with
Yeah, it's really
Emmanuel,
good.
what's up with that girl? What's up with
Yeah,
Emmanuel?
it's never with Kidlin, it's never issue with Emmanuel. It's definitely issue. Let me tell you, with him, you
He
know how
he's
you.
he's a September Libra though.
Yeah, it's like, let me tell you, you'll speak to someone and they get so defensive and snap right back, talk to you aggressive, talk to you crazy, and real quick, you know me, because I'm not willing to do all of that. I pull my energies back.
I know.
Yeah, he'll be quick to want to argue sometime. But if I have to compare him to, my other sibling, my sister, I would say my sister is worse. I can deal
Okay.
with my older brother than my sister anytime. So yeah,
I
that
I
I can.
think it's the fact that you literally tune them out is what's crazy.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I do. Like I tell you, and when people see me, they be like, because of how mature I am of my age, a lot of people will be like, "Oh my gosh, you really look like you're the oldest out of everybody, even over my brother, because I'm
Mm.
so mature." Very mature. Like I tell you, it's something about me that's very mature and nurturing. So every people would just look at me like so like independent, so like motherly giving, like protective. That's what
I'm
people see me
learning
like when.
I'm learning something about you. I have like a question, like a trauma question.
hmm
Do you think that you were parentified? Sorry, do you think you were parentified as a child?
You not really. I don't think so.
You sure about that? Because you said that you were doing like well, like the reason I asked is because like
hmm
especially when it comes to your younger brother, like
hmm
you give this like that's my you know how many times I've heard you call like KK your baby?
Uh-huh. Yeah, let me tell you. I don't really think so. I don't know. I guess it's just in me, like, it's just in within my heart and just what I do. But other than that, not really. The only time I'll be like that is like when my parents expect for me to do everything and just like keep it going, like take care of everybody, do this and do that. That's the only time it get triggered for me. Like when she be like, "Oh, what your siblings gonna eat? Make something for them and stuff like that."
Tanisha,
And
that's
I
called
look at it.
parentification, baby.
Yeah, and I look at them real quick. Like, you think I care? I'm gonna be selfish real quick and worry about me because no, it don't make no sense. And I'm tired too. Like my feelings mattered. I'm tired. Like, we ain't doing this all the time. Like, I don't mind if I'm in the mood. Like today, I made a little something,
Yeah,
something, but
you were cooking.
not all the time because honestly, that is not my responsibility. I'm grown. I have a child. That's my responsibility. Everyone grown. Everyone is grown. Everyone is an adult here. So. Yeah. Uh-uh.
That's great, girl. I don't know. I feel like there's
Uh-huh.
something there. That's
Uh-huh.
interesting. What's up? Like, how was it with Emmanuel growing up? Because you guys are a year apart.
Yeah, like I remember like he used to not play about me. I would say a few times. Like somebody bothered me in
Tanisha.
school.
Oh.
Yeah, someone bothering me in school, he'll be ready to fight them like a few times. I remember someone was obsessed with me in school. I told him like this boy can't stop following me home. He was giving me gifts every day. Then my brother and his friend jumped him. Well, I felt so sorry. Now that I'm old
Tanisha,
enough,
what?
I'm so sorry because I was scared. You know, I was so scared. I told my brother and his friends. That's when I was in elementary and they jumped him. I feel so bad growing up now because I'm like, damn, Tanisha, I understand you were scared, but damn, I don't know, girl. Because he was following me home, chasing me down, trying to give me gifts. And, I didn't know that. I was scared. So, yeah, it was that. And I think one time this girl, I think, had punched me or something, like a tomboy. And my
Hmm.
brother came and smacked her. But, yeah. So I'm not
Emmanuel
going to say
smacked the girl?
yeah, he smacked her
Oh,
because it's
shit.
like a tomboy. It was like a tom girl. It was a tom girl. Had punched me so hard on my chest, and he came and he smacked her. And when I tell you, yeah, he's very protective. I'm protected about him too because people mess with him. I tell him you got me
Yeah.
messed up because that's how I am. Like even though he got a mouth on him, he's slick, and I pull back because that kind of triggered me. Like I'm a type of person. I just try to stay away from conflict because conflict will trigger me. It will bring a different version and a side of Tanisha that no one's seen. Like it would be real bad.
Hmm.
And I don't know where that come from, but it have to come from somewhere. So that's why I'm learning to heal because it has to come from somewhere, from trauma or triggers or something. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm definitely trying to learn from that. But growing up with him, it was just like that. Like we both was the same person. We did everything together. We had our communion together. My parents had our birthday parties together, graduated together. So everything was together. So I was like, even though he was the oldest, I always act like I was the oldest as well because I was very, very highly protective, over him. Like
Aw.
nobody don't mess with him because I don't want nothing to happen. Like to times where it was trauma because I'm like, you know what? Ain't nobody gonna touch my brother. They're not gonna do whatever, like all those thoughts.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's how I am. When it comes to my brother, I'm overprotective. Like I don't play because you
Damn.
yeah, because at the end of the day, you love your family and you want your family to still be here with you at the end of the day. Because no one don't want to go through no grief. No one don't want to go through anything
Hmm.
with their own siblings. So yeah. Mm-mm.
Do you want to talk about what happened? Like, are you comfortable talking about what happened with your brother and that trauma?
I mean, we can. That don't have nothing to do with me, but you have to do with me. But that don't
It,
have
it has
that.
everything to do with you,
Yeah,
Tanisha,
you know what
because,
I mean. Like that don't have
yeah.
nothing, really to like that will really affect me now. But yeah, girl. Yeah, with him, girl, he always worried me, child. He always worried me and scared me, especially when we started school. Like, just seeing him,
Was it high
yeah,
school?
yeah, high school, with him being like a whole different type of person. Everybody wanna, fit in. Everybody was repping what they're repping. Like he was Haitian and then versus American. So it was a lot. It was a lot. And I was just always worried because everybody was he and the other side was always fighting. He started working. And then one time I came to figuring out, like, he was upset. He wasn't talking to anyone. And I'm just like, what's going on? It just didn't sit right with me to figuring
Hmm.
out that he just wanted revenge. Like he got jumped one night. I think it was what?
Yeah.
Valentine's Day he got jumped and he wanted
Hmm.
revenge and stuff like that. So ever since then, he became a whole different side person. He wasn't really talking to me. He was more upset. Remind you how I'll get like kind of like worried for him? No,
Yeah.
this was like a different dark side worry, like scared, like you better be ready, like you better be like yeah. My heart used to be jumping and pounding and everything. And like I tell you, it was very tough. Tough for our age. Like I don't know if you had this kind of trauma like you just had to be mature like really early. You didn't get to have like yeah, you get to have fun, but you also had to look out, for your loved ones.
Hmm.
So you didn't really get to like be as free. Like yeah, you had fun, but not really be as free like you wanted to be because I was always worried like, something was going to happen because at our age, I don't know, versus the Americans and
Hmm.
Haitians, people was
Hmm.
getting People was getting shot at a young age. I mean, 15,
Yeah.
16. Very young. And I'm
Jeez.
always looking out for my brother, like, hey, don't go to this party because you part of this and the other side gonna be there. So I don't want you to go. And he'll still go, and that'll just make me scared. Like it was always fear in my heart, girl. When I tell you I was like worse than a mother out here, it was bad. And then,
So like
people just
when
started dying.
when you were growing up, remember when I had told you like my whole like the whole time I was in high school, I had that nasty gut feeling that something was always gonna happen,
And
you know, like
that's
that
what I had.
intuition.
Yeah. And that was not life. Like, who would be, was that okay with you as a young child feeling that way? Like, rocking yourself to sleep, like
I
crying?
thought
Like,
that was normal.
that was not normal for
I
nobody to be
know, but
feeling like that.
still like in
Like,
that
girl, always worry, like sick to the stomach, not having no appetite because you don't know what's gonna happen today, what's gonna happen tomorrow, what phone call you're gonna get. Like, that shit is scary. When I tell you,
I
scary. And that's why
know.
I got on my knees, like literally, and I cried a tear and prayed that I thank God my brother was able to walk across the stage at least and was still didn't die or nothing. And that incident happened with him, like literally after we graduated over the summer, because he still had that
How
mindset. I
old was
thought it was
he?
gonna leave. I thought it was that mindset was gonna leave, but it looked like after even after graduation, now that he's not in that school, I was like, "Ooh, this relief." So maybe this drama is gonna
Yeah.
be done because it was from high school. But no, he still had that mentality. No one knew, but he still had that mentality that yeah, I'm going after this person.
How old was Emmanuel when all that happened?
I would say when he still had that mentality after he graduated, I would say he had to be like 18, going on 19.
When the whole incident happened?
He was he turned 19. He was 18. When it happened,
Tanisha,
he was 18. Yeah, he was
you were
18.
17?
Yeah, I was 17. He was 18. He was 18 turning 19. I will never forget. Yep, when it happened. And when I tell you, and people will warn me, like his friends would be like, yeah, he's asking that he want to get, a protection, like, to go
Yeah,
back and
yeah.
go do what he
Hmm.
do and all that. And, I started getting sick. I'm just, oh my gosh. And I was telling all his friends, like, can y'all talk to him? Can y'all talk him out of it? Like, no, he made up his mind. And I just had to prepare myself, for the time whenever, whatever happened, whatever. And what did I have to? Because let me tell you, we got a phone call. My sister wanted to speak with
Hmm.
um my friend wanted to speak with my sister, but I already knew intuitively because I start to understand and know my body because I heard gunshot fires from far away, and I'm just like, I don't know if that was a sign like, hey, call your brother. I call,
Yeah.
it went straight to voicemail, straight to voicemail, straight to voicemail. So I'm like, oh no, my intuition was saying something wrong. My stomach turned upside down. Like,
Mm.
you'll know when something is going on because your body warns you. Your body does something different that it never did. And that's how I just knew without nobody having to tell me or with nothing going on. So then that's when I seen my friend call me. She's like, let me speak to your sister. In my head, I try to play all calm.
Yeah.
I'm like, yep, something happened. Something is up. And then speak to my sister. And my sister um got in the car and she was like, yeah, Emmanuel got shot. And girl, when
Oh
I
my
tell you,
God.
I was so shocked because I'm like, you know what? My body was like giving this sign, like telling me like something is up, like isn't something not. And that's when she told us where, like in the head. And when I tell you, I never been so scared in my life before.
Mm.
And I would kid you not. I think that's when our relationship with my sister kind of calmed down, where we were like quiet. We were kind of like,
Yeah. You weren't
it was just like,
arguing.
yeah, we were both like kind of quiet, grieving, humble, whatever. Like she wasn't arguing with me. She wasn't getting slick as much. That's when our bond kind of got together, like even more. We kind of got closer around that time, I would say. Definitely. But girl,
How
when I
was it
tell you,
seeing Emmanuel like in the
it
hospital
hurt
like
it. It
that?
hurt it, girl. It hurt it because you're not knowing if he's gonna make it through or what. You just like all you can do is just cry and cry and cry because you with this person every day, and you tell this person no, you talk him out of it.
Jeez.
You try to protect him and do the best you can as a little sister. So all I just did was cry. I remember it like it's no tomorrow. He did not look the same. He did not look the same at all. So I just
How was your mom
cried.
and your dad around that
Oh, my
time?
mom was strong. My mom was strong. She didn't want to show that she had to cry. She didn't cry. She didn't do nothing.
Damn.
Yeah, all she just did is come home and clean, fix shoes. Like she just kept going. But my
Your
sister, I
dad?
think all she did was just eat. My dad, he was in Haiti, so he was doing him.
Girl. Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
He didn't come back after that?
And no, it took him like maybe 2 weeks. 'Cause I think after the pressure of our family calling him, he came back like in 2.5 weeks or
Tanisha,
something.
what?
Yeah, almost 2.5. I would say 3 weeks if I could say that. But yeah,
Girl, I'm like, I have nothing to say. Wow. Your brother
yeah.
is so strong. And I can feel
Hmm.
like I can see that love, that bond, that like protective, like I want nothing to happen to you
Hmm. Yeah, so
with
he was blessed. Hmm.
damn girl. Like, geez, I don't know what to say, Tanisha.
Yeah, he was definitely blessed to, get another chance because not a lot of people, especially, a gunshot wound to the head, to the brain like that. Not a lot of people make it out of that situation. So that's one thing that tells him, where he understand that he's grateful to even be normal, to
Yes,
talk again, to speak,
yes.
to,
To
do
walk.
everything. Yeah, can do a lot of things that most people can't. So it's definitely a blessing that, you're here today because
A whole miracle, Tanisha.
yeah, because certain times it could have went left. It could have went another, you know,
Yeah,
it
where,
could have went another way.
yeah,
Yeah,
geez. Damn,
yeah,
girl.
that's how it is.
That's crazy. I'm just like, you've been through it.
Hmm.
Your whole family has. Where was KK during all this? How old was he?
I think he was very young. He was very young.
He probably
I don't
well
think, yeah, I think
doesn't
he was
remember.
very young. He had to be like in middle school. Yeah, middle school. Yeah,
Okay.
And I think with him, realistically, now you saying that, he's watching from the outside in, like being the
Mm-hmm.
youngest, whatever. And I know he pick up on that. He have like little trauma in there saying, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to grow up like, how my siblings grow up. I don't want to
Jeez.
do what they did. I don't want to make that mistake they did. I want to be able to learn and see where from their mistakes to already know like that is not the way to go. That is not the way to do things. So that's what I already seen. He was always the person to just be quiet and just observe. He say, I am going this route and this one route only, this one way right a route. So
That's some
hmm
heavy, heavy stuff.
hmm
Like, can you like do you and like E have like a relationship where you guys can talk about anything?
I mean, yeah, we'll talk about anything. Like he'll start talking. We talk about anything. We could talk like randomly if you say this or that. We'll talk. We'll
Do
talk.
do you guys tell each other that like you love each other?
You know what? That's so weird. I'm glad you said that. We never do. I don't know why. I don't know if is that weird for us not to do that because with my siblings, we don't hug each other. We don't say I love you. We don't do any of that. Like, is that I'm trying to figure out is that normal?
No,
Because
baby. It's not.
we don't do that. We don't do that.
So
We
like
do.
if
We do
you
not
can
do that. We
be
do not say I love you like that. We don't. We don't say I love you. Oh my gosh, you're the best. Da, da, da. The only time I'll say like like if you get like I'm writing him a post like a happy birthday, I'll
yeah,
write it on a
I do
card.
see that.
Like a post, like a shot. Yeah, that's when I do it through a text. Tell him happy birthday. Continue to be the best version of yourself. I love you like that. Okay, that. But like just
And
walk
that's
up.
it. And
Hey,
just keep it
love
moving.
you, hug you. No, we don't do that, but we know we have that love for each other. But to sit there and particularly say
That's
that, like,
interesting. If you
mm-hmm,
can have a vulnerable moment with Emmanuel, what would you
mm-hmm.
tell him?
Girl, what would I tell him for real?
Literally. That's interesting because you're that's really interesting. So like would you say like your love language like okay, so I just want to know what's your love language, girl, besides gift giving because I know you're huge on gifts.
You know what? I really think that is like that and just being there for the person. But really, yeah,
Quality
I'm being
time?
honest. I think that's the only thing for me.
Mm.
Like being there for the person and just giving. You know that, right?
Yeah, no, yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah,
Really, that is. I don't think it's nothing else, to be honest with you. And I think you know that.
really.
Like
You're
I'll just
huge
be
on
there.
gift giving.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
just be there and and gifting. That's my love language to say, and that's it. And maybe like a few words, but it's really, yeah,
She said a
gifting.
few words, okay?
Yeah, and it really is like a few words.
If there's something that you would say to Emmanuel, girl, like, think about that. What would you say to
You know
E?
what? You know what? I know because I told him like before the beginning when that happened with him.
Yeah.
You know, when he got shot, when I was being very vulnerable, like when he was okay, whatever, the alert. I was telling him I was telling him that I almost thought, he wouldn't make it. And I was like, he was
Damn.
really going to scar me and trauma me for life. Like, like I don't think I would have been able to get past that and through that. And that's something I told him. And realistically, I told him, it was so many signs that was helping you to avoid from doing that. Cause,
Mm-hmm.
you graduated, you made it out. So many people didn't. So many people didn't, especially from whatever the people that jump you, whatever it was. Like they did it,
Yeah.
they don't have nothing going on, but you do. It's so many times you could have prevent that and from that happening. So it's so many times where I sat there and I've been vulnerable and I sat there to let him know, how I really feel, how that affected
Yeah.
me, and especially that I really had I missed out on this part where I really had to stop working. I really had
You
to
didn't
take
tell me that.
yeah, I really had to stop working because I was part time. I was part time. Did I start college yet? I think I did. I don't know. It's just so long. I think I already did, but I had to stop a lot of things, to be home with him, and that's why I think God, probably taught me patience that I had before than I have now because I really see now I don't have patience anymore. I don't know because all my patience burned out from when I had responsibilities but now
Mm-hmm.
I rarely have any patience because even like the incident with my sister, I
Mm-hmm.
realized I don't have any more patience left in me. But with him, I really have to learn patience. I had patience because like literally when you almost lost somebody, you gotta really have
I
that patience. You're gonna sit
know. I
there,
know.
you're gonna sit there, you're gonna take care of them, you're gonna do whatever you have to do with them. And that's what I did. So I had to sit home out with him, feed him, assist him, help him. And there were so many times, like I tell you, those were the talks that I had with him when I was very vulnerable, letting him
Yeah.
know, like, you can't be sad now, don't be depressed because, at the end of the day, so most of it could have been avoided, you could have been,
Yeah.
the person that you are, that you were before, like having your 2 feet, 2 hands, doing whatever you want, just like everybody else, going to college, going far, doing whatever, because it really could have been avoided because you kind of
Yeah.
actually went to whatever, look for it. But other than that, so yeah, I had a vulnerable moment with him, and then he did say what he had to say. But yeah, I think around that time when I was home taking care of him, we had a few talks and stuff like that. And I think that's the
Damn,
most time where
girl.
he haven't been able to move or talk to him. Like that's the time where he
Really?
wasn't distracted. He couldn't really go anywhere but to listen and just spend quality time with home and be with family. So I think that really taught him a lesson. That really taught him a lesson to sit him down, to humble him, to remind him again, like, a lot of things.
Your brother, Emmanuel, has a purpose, and I'm so excited whenever he decides to tap into it and buy that
Hmm.
journal, right?
Hmm.
To do
Hmm.
whatever it is, because he is so talented. He is so like smart too.
Yes, I tell him that all the time. I
He's
tell
really
him that.
smart. He's an old soul
Yeah, even like
animal.
writing a journal, writing a book, doing something like,
Literally,
giving like it could be like an advice or it can be like a poem, something rhyming with the poem or whatever, something. You have like a little few shirts, like a label or something on the side. I don't know, okay?
I know. I
And you're not the
generally
only one because I think a few people said that
literally
as well.
he needs to do like an autobiography. I don't know because I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you, not a lot of people like come out, and Emmanuel has a purpose.
He
So
does.
there's a reason why he's still here. He still finds
Mm-hmm.
it. Girl, whew,
Mm-hmm.
that's trauma. Tanisha, thank you for being vulnerable, babe. Oh my
Girl, you
gosh.
know it, girl, because it's always a lesson in life that we all have to learn from. So, that was his lesson that he had to learn from. And I hope, like I said, and I feel like he did learn, but, it's just like from this perspective of him, like I think he just get, paranoid, scared. Ever since that happened, He gets like
Of
paranoid,
course.
scared. He's like, yeah, he's like aware. He try to be aware where he is. He try to be aware of his surroundings and all that. So that's one thing I could say that's very trauma to him. Now that he goes out anywhere, he just want to make sure, nothing happens. He protected. But I think other than that, I feel like he have learned his lesson from that because he noticed around him every day something happened. Not a lot of people, not nobody really get out of it. So for him to get out of
Literally.
it is definitely a blessing.
I have a
Because, for
question.
example, okay, go ahead.
If you like, I can cut this out if you want to, because I know this is fresh. When,
Hmm.
with everything happening with your cousin, did that trigger anything with
Wow,
Emmanuel?
it's so crazy. You know how when I was about to talk and you just cut me off now?
Oh, we're connect is
No, yeah, that's
manifestation.
what I was about to talk. That's what I was about to say, right? I was gonna go on and say because, like, I was gonna say because to that point, it shows you like you're really blessed. Because even like with me, like being like okay, when I went there, she's gonna be okay. It may be a
Yeah.
little different, but she's gonna be okay because like I tell you, I went through these with my brother. I
Yes.
seen it happen, so I'm
Yeah.
like she's gonna be okay. But to show you that this example that she was not okay, she was not going to make
God.
it through it. She didn't make it through it. So that just shows you. And I think my brother sees that really shows you a lot. Like you really here for a purpose. Like it's something, but it's really crazy. It's really crazy. It shows you.
Jeez, girl. I'm sorry
Mm-hmm.
again for your loss. May she rest
Yeah,
in peace.
girl.
That's crazy. Oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
Tanisha.
Yeah. So that's just crazy. You know how things happen and
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Insane.
Girl.
You ready for the sister wound, baby?
Go ahead, girl. We on
Tanisha's like,
it.
nope, nope. Sister wound. I feel like this one's very difficult for me, and I feel like I'm working on it because I'm telling you, one of the things that like I already have issues making friends, and I remember like when I met you, like I was scared because I was like, oh my god, like I like Tanisha, like I like her. I don't want to like project on her, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
There's something here between me and you, girl.
Of course, girl. You already know it, girl. We
Literally.
was meant to be on each other's path because
I
we're going through the same
know.
thing. It's about the same thing.
Literally.
We're
And
literally here to
I
help,
think
definitely
it's
for a
so
purpose.
it's so scary how something happens with you and then like a week or two goes by and what happens, Tanisha?
You as well. I don't know. It's just crazy how it just aligned. Like I don't know. Like if something happened over there, a few later happened here. I don't know. It's just like how life just be lifing and aligning for us, like crazy.
It's
Like
really,
we
really
go through the
weird.
same thing.
And definitely I feel like you are on my path. I hope, well, I know you're going to be on my path for like a long time. I
Girl,
consider
that's
you
the
as like
that's
family.
the hell I am, girl.
Tanisha's like, you're not going
Girl, where
anywhere.
am I going? Please tell me where am I
I'm
going like that?
dead. I'm so dead. I just feel like you're teaching me a lot about like it's funny because like I feel like you teach me a lot about patience. You teach me a lot about like being nice. Like you definitely like call me out whenever I'm like out of hand and when I get too masculine and you're like, Cynthia, what
Yeah,
the fuck? And
yeah,
I hope I'm teaching you something, with whatever in your life.
yeah,
And
girl.
it's it's just so crazy how we literally met. It's been a year.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a year, and we're still thugging it out, even with me. Cause like when I was in Virginia, like before I came here, I was scared that like we weren't gonna talk anymore. Like I was just scared that our relationship was gonna fizzle out. But girl, we talk every
Same,
day.
same. You know, I didn't say that to you. I look, I'm like, watch when she go back to California. She's gonna be back with her friends. She's gonna be outside back with me.
what
She's gonna
what
forget all about me. Because she'll be like, yeah, I was just there that friend to help her, whatever, to survive this. What's that thing called? What's that thing called? Oh my gosh, what is it called that I kept watching? What is it?
what you talking about?
With the girl, you know what each numbers they have to survive out in a jungle. They go back out in the jungle. What's the
Oh,
number?
Hunger, is it Hunger
Yeah,
Games?
I'm like, damn, like I know we had to play like the Hunger Game. Now she
I'm
done made it
dead.
out. She in California. She survived it. Like she gonna forget all about me.
And look, girl, we still talking. We text every
Yeah, I
day.
know,
Good
right?
morning. Literally
I
in the
know.
morning, the first thing I'm like, Tanisha.
Girl, of course, girl, all the time.
So
My girl don't
definitely,
play.
I feel like this is it's kind of sad, but I feel like this is one of the first healthy women relationships that I've ever had.
Yeah.
Because yeah, with other relationship it's just not good. I feel like
Yeah, you sound about right with me too. Yeah.
with like the sister wound and stuff, it's like interesting because I guess like I don't know, like with my sister, like with Yossi, there's
Mhm.
oh god, I feel like there's nothing there between me and my older sister. I feel like growing up, um, did I look up to Yossi? I guess you could say like I looked up to my sister, whatever. She played more of like the mother role kind of
Mhm.
more than she ever was a sister. So it's very
Yeah.
difficult for me to bond with her. Like it's so like hard to bond with Yossi. And honestly, and like I love my sister. I will do anything for her. But it's like if she did not have Noah and Yareli, I don't even know if like we'd be like even like in contact.
You know, you sound like a little sister. When you said that, you sound like Luminese. Like I just feel
Yeah,
like and I'm
it's
that way. Like
yeah.
with her, like it's so crazy when you say that because like I'm always into that motherly, and I'm just but I'm respectful though. I'm respectful. I
No,
help. I do
yeah.
what I can. So I don't
hmm
think like when I think about it, I don't think like I've been like that. You know.
I mean, I mean you're my friend and like from what I can see
Hmm.
what you give me like you literally are nurturing, you're loving, And
Yeah, so that's why it triggers me and I get upset because why the hell you
yeah,
doing that to me?
I
And I'm nice. You
know.
asked me to help you. You asked me for a favor. I do it for you. So I'm not like all motherly, like rude or whatever. Like it was like something, and
And
I'll
that's
share or
interesting.
whatever. So I don't know.
Looking at that maybe like how maybe how Luminese is now, like maybe that's how I was like when I was younger, because a lot of the times like Yossi had Noah, and I was in high school. I mean we've never had a relationship, like literally, and it's like I mean did anything change with Yossi when she had Noah? Yes, baby. I don't i don't know, girl. I'm really gonna have to reflect on that. All right, hold on. I'm really gonna have to reflect on that, girl.
Yeah.
But like, just like Yossi bought me like my first phone. Like we
Mhm.
definitely have a strong love-hate relationship. Yossi bought me
Mhm.
my first phone. I mean
Mhm.
she made things happen. She bought me my prom dress. She she's
Mhm.
done a lot. She's like taking care of me
Mhm.
in
So you
the
were thankful
being.
for that?
Oh, back then, I know I probably didn't show it, but I don't know if my sister listens to this
Yeah.
podcast. Yossi, thank you for the shit that you've done. Um, yeah, it's interesting. I feel like I feel like we got different versions of our parents. I feel like
Mhm.
Yossi and I definitely got different versions of our parents. I don't know my sister's trauma, and I know she don't know mine, but definitely I feel like being a mother has changed both of us. And
Mhm.
I'm telling you, like, I love my sister like so much, and I love my nieces and nephews. Noah's my baby, right?
Yeah, I know you don't play about either.
And then like with Yareli, like I love her like to pieces. I don't know, but
Mhm.
it's just like yeah, there's trauma like with my sister, and just I feel like I've never. I guess there's a part of me maybe that's so upset because I wish I could have had an older sister and not someone like a mom, you know?
Yeah, like be able to talk about anything or whatever.
And like I feel like I can't because like just with a lot of stuff that I've been through, and I'm going through a lot right now. And it's crazy because it's like I feel like I should be able at least to talk to my sister, but
Hmm.
instead I'm talking to you.
You be sounding
Which
like my little sister. You sound like my little sister a lot because she feel like it's not the same since I had Trisha. And I'm like, what was it was never like, different. Like, I'll be there for you. You ask me for help.
mhm.
And like other than that, that was pretty much it. Like I'll help you. Like we'll probably laugh or do something crazy, take pictures or whatever, or go out. We'll go out. Like, it's the opposite. Like, I'm so quick to tell her my business, but she doesn't tell me her business. You see how that plays? You see how that plays?
No, yeah,
Yeah.
that's there's something there because like I've tried to open up to my sister, and
Mm-hmm.
honestly, like I just get judgment. And me, we literally had this conversation before we hopped on the podcast where
Yeah.
like with anyone, if I sit here and I give you an inch, you're like I'm vulnerable, and you use that shit against me, or you sit here, you project, you judge me,
Mm-hmm.
you are never gonna hear a complaint from me again. I'm gonna keep that shit moving,
Yep.
you know?
Yeah, and I'm that type. You see how it's crazy how you say this they do get judged, but instead, like, homegirl comes to me like for advice. I just give her great advice. Like, I'll tell her, this is not it. Like, why you do that? But I don't know if she look at me like in a motherly way when I give her the advice. I don't know because I try to really be that sister where she won't make that mistake and do that again. Because that's something that I would not want to do. You know how we are. We don't want to make that mistake again. I'm just like, yeah, just don't do that again because that's crazy. But I'm always there, like giving like real advice.
Yeah,
But
I wish that my sister could have played the role of a sister. I feel like there's something there that she's teaching me. I'll figure it out at some point. But definitely, I feel like with my sister wound and with both my sisters, I'm grieving because with Yossi, it's like I'm grieving not having that older sister. It's not
yeah,
her
I know.
fault. I'm not mad at anyone. It's not her fault. It's just like the way that this family like turned out. And then with Crystal, girl, are you ready for like the trauma right there?
Go ahead, girl.
Girl, I just feel like I don't know. I feel like the way that you described maybe with like Emmanuel, I feel like with Crystal. And I feel like there's like a
Mhm.
lot of guilt just because like as a teenager and like you're just going through your own stuff internally and stuff like that. And I feel like when we were younger, me and Crystal were really close. But once it's
Yeah.
like I think it was like middle school, high school came, like we we kind of like we kind of grew apart. And it's like I don't
Mhm.
know, like I feel there's a lot of guilt right there with me that I need to like heal, let go of, forgive. I don't know. Because I remember,
Yeah.
like, in my mind, what I remember, I went to a party one time with Crystal. And, like, when you go to high school parties and they're drinking and they're doing dumb shit, I went with
Yeah.
her. And, like, I feel like from there, it went downhill with Crystal.
Yeah, I know.
Like with the
And that
drugs
became
and, like,
trauma too, like with a lot. It makes you
yeah.
worry. It
But,
makes you
like,
scared. Like, yeah, I know.
no, 100%. So then like because like in my teenage brain, I'm like, Cynthia, it's your fault this happened. Like you could have
Mhm.
been a
Like
better
you blame
sister.
yourself.
you
Yeah.
you could have been a better protector because then at the end
Mhm.
of the like there's just like a lot of trauma, with
Mhm.
with the siblings and stuff like that. And it's like I'm so quick to jump and like protect, but I feel like in my childhood, like with certain stuff, with
Mhm.
my parents and stuff, I couldn't do that. Like there's only
Yeah.
so much that I could do in like controlling stuff. Um,
Mhm.
I've been through it with Crystal, like, and I feel like one of the things that like hurt me the most, and I feel like she still doesn't understand in my family. You know how like families are, like I don't know if Haitian families are like this, but like with my family, like Mexican families, it's like
Yeah.
if she's doing something bad, like we don't call her out on it. We're just gonna like it's kind of like enabling. We're
Ignore it.
just gonna
Yeah. Let it be. Yeah, I know.
we're gonna sit here. We're gonna ignore it. We're gonna like be
Yeah.
there for her, and that's that. Like whatever it is that you feel, how you feel doesn't matter because we gotta be
Mhm.
here for her. And I feel like that
Mhm.
fucked me up because at the end of the
Mhm.
day, I lost my little sister.
Uh huh.
Like I literally lost my little sister, and because of like the traumas that like we went through and stuff, like with Crystal going down the road that she went, it's like a lot of her action like affected me. And it's
Yeah.
like it's a form of like detachment, growing up in school and just like being in high school and stuff. I felt sick to my stomach every day. And it was like, what is Crystal gonna get into? There were times, I don't know if I told you, there were times where Crystal wouldn't be home. And then like
Mhm.
now, cause like way later, I talked to Crystal and she's like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, I was in jail during that time. And I'm sitting here like, but like why wouldn't my parents tell me that? Because back
Mhm.
then I mean, maybe I would want to go see her. I don't know, but it's one of those things where it's like there's shit happening in the house, like whatever, and no one knows
Mhm.
about it, you
Yep, like
know?
you were more the parent. Like it's like that. Like you're more the protective. You want to be more parent, more involved. Like to talk about it and know what's really going on. Like that was me. Like I was like over.
It's just
Yeah.
so crazy. It's so crazy
Mhm.
because I wish I could have like it always, and I need to stop living in this like mindset, but I always sit down and I look back and I'm like, how would it have been if me and like if Crystal would have never went down that route? How would it have
Yep.
been if we were closer? Because it's like
Yeah.
I literally like I lost a little sister, and
Yeah.
I feel like that's something right now that I'm like, I guess you can say like I'm actively grieving the sister wound right now. I feel like I'm still grieving the sister wound, especially I feel like heavy on Crystal, on my little sister, just because
Mhm.
of like the way that everything came out, and just like seeing her and like me having to help her every day is a lot, girl. And like kind of like with you, how like you have this mentality, it's like that masculine where like you keep it moving, and like how like we see our parents like where they don't really show emotion, they're not vulnerable,
Mhm.
so then like
Yeah.
subconsciously we're not vulnerable. So then when I'm sitting here
Mhm.
and I'm helping Crystal with stuff, like a part of me wants to cry, so then like I
Mhm.
just get myself together, I collect myself, and when I'm done with whatever I'm helping her with, I go to my room, and what do you think I do?
Mhm. You cry.
It's a lot, girl.
Yeah. You definitely go in there and cry. That's how it is.
It's a lot. Like it's a lot of trauma, and it's just like I feel like I have more anger towards like my parents than anything, because one of the times that I was out here, I know like Crystal was, I think like she had like relapsed, and then she had came home, and like the girls were three at the time, and they were like looking around the like they were getting close to her bag where I guess
Mhm.
she had stuff, and like it was like a side to Crystal I've never seen, and I was just like just sitting there like
Scared.
what the fuck.
Yeah. Trauma. You couldn't focus in school. You couldn't do anything. Everything bothered you. You couldn't sleep. You didn't have appetite that time. Your stomach just wasn't having it. Yeah.
And it's just like it's so crazy because it's like I have so much anger, and it's
Mhm.
like there's it's it's a lot of anger, and I sit here
Mhm.
and like I'm trying to like catch hands, and like the way that my parents deal with it, like, oh, just leave her, and it's like she's high as fuck, like what do you mean, like what are you gonna do?
Mhm.
Because real quick, girl, I don't know, like for me,
Mhm.
real quick, I'm
Hmm.
calling the cops, okay? I don't know.
Yeah.
it's it's a
Yeah.
lot.
To
I just
save her, to protect her. You know.
right, and it's just
Mhm.
I don't know, it's a lot of just wounds, and looking back at like my childhood, there's just like a lot that had happened that I sit here and I'm just like I'm just I'm so numb to a lot. And I guess
Mhm.
like I've learned finally, because like before I was very like yappy, I was always like I guess you could say how your siblings are, like quick to talk, like whatever.
Yeah.
Now I just literally like I just stay quiet. I just stay to
Mhm.
myself because I've
Mhm.
learned my parents aren't gonna do anything, and it's like it just sucks because it's like I always sit here and like one of the things that like her, I don't even know if like you think like this, but it's like what if anything were to happen to Crystal? I don't know what to do with myself. Like honestly,
Yeah.
I would be crushed. Like, and it scares me
Mhm.
because it's like is I'm a mom now. So it's like
Mhm.
what would that do to me as like a mother?
Mhm.
Right? it
Yeah.
it worries me, it scares me, like I don't know. I love my sister dearly, I love Crystal, and it's crazy because like I've tried to sit down and have conversations with her and tell her like, yo, like what you did affected me, and Crystal's
Mhm.
crazy as hell, she'll be like, yeah, I missed that, I miss doing that, and I'm just looking at
Mhm.
her like, dude, like did you learn anything? Like you
No,
sit
she want to
here.
go back to having
I
fun.
know.
It was fun
She's
to
so
her. Yeah.
crazy. You
Mhm.
I'm not gonna say it on here, but you've heard the stories that Chris, well,
Mhm.
exact okay, all right.
She's like, nope, it's better than being home. It's boring at home. It's boring than sitting here. If you want to be active and keep it moving and going.
I know. It's
She
just
said,
so
because watching
crazy.
movies sitting at home ain't it for her.
Literally. It makes me so sad. And I would like something I've always like wanted and like dreamed of is having a family like intervention and just having my mom
Uh-huh.
and dad just like be quiet and hear
Uh-huh.
everyone's point of view on how things affected all of us.
Uh-huh.
Like Crystal and her addiction, that shit fucked me up, you know?
Uh-huh.
And like
Uh-huh.
I feel like, I don't know if your family's like this, but like they don't care about mental health. Like, oh, you're depressed? Get over it. You're depressed?
Uh-huh.
You want me to sit here and, take you here, take you there, kind of shut you up so that, we can keep it moving, don't talk about it? Like,
Uh-huh.
I don't like that.
Yeah, of course. Because they're gonna baby them and nurture them, and and not let them sit there and and face reality. But that's how it is.
I know, you know how it is. So like
Mm-hmm.
with my stuff, like with Yossi, I feel like I'm active. I don't know I don't know how to work on it. I feel like family is a huge trigger for me because I will say
Mm-hmm.
like whenever sometimes I talk to my sister, like I don't want to hug her, I don't want to touch her, but with Crystal, what do you think I'm doing? I'm hugging her, I play with her, I'm joking around with her. So there's a huge just shift change and difference, and hopefully I'm able to heal that because I don't want the rest of my life with Yossi to be the way that it like I don't know how I'm gonna fix it. And then with Crystal, I just have to like forgive, maybe, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
um and then just be the sister that I can be. And I guess whenever I feel those emotions with Crystal, especially with Crystal, it's like to
Mm-hmm.
just remove myself, because I remember one time, girl, I was crying in front of Crystal. Tell me why this crazy ass girl was just laughing at me, telling me when am I going to be done crying. Okay.
Girl, because they looking at you like it's not that serious or whatever she feels like. Yeah.
So what's up with Luminese, with that
I
sister one right
mean,
there, girl?
I don't know what's up because I don't know. I get the energy from her that
Mm-hmm.
she's always masculine, doing to how the day she was born, the time she was born, her
I'm
energy. Because when I
dead.
tell you, honey, she brings fear, she brings power, she brings, I don't know, girl,
It's that
she brings the
Pisces.
heat. Yeah, she brings the heat to you. Because let me tell you something. Since she was little, we were at daycare, honey. This homegirl would start acting up. She'll be like screaming, rah, rah, rah. She'll be like fighting as a baby, a toddler. They'll call my daddy. I don't know. It's just some anger naturally in her. Like, baby girl, anger. Anger, fire, fierce, and heat. Because when I tell you, honey, that was always her. And I don't know what's up because, like, even with me and homegirl, we sit and talk. We'll be able to get along. And then one thing, she gets so defensive, so
I
rude,
know.
so, like, ready for war. So, like, girl, so serious. Like, I don't know. I don't know, homegirl have not been really that girl that be in that feminine, like, in the soft girl era. I don't think she's like that. She just was born and raised, honey, masculine. So that was a problem with me and her because I try to be that person, to be that big sister. Will have fun, will party, but it was always masculine. And I think in life, each and every day, I think they're really trying to teach her how to be feminine, not masculine, and let her learn from these lessons, learn to calm down because this is what's really in her. Like, this is how she is. And I think, it's time for a change. So I think so many things that happen around within her is for a change because, baby girl, I try to be, that sister with her. We go into parties, we'll laugh, we'll reminisce about stories. Like, we'll
Mm-hmm.
just be sisters. We'll be sisters, and there are times where we'll fight, and it's times like she gets so defensive. I just didn't really understand it. So there's so many times, like, even till now, we'll talk, like, we'll have a conversation, but after that we just keep it moving because I just know how she can get. She always quick to talk to me rude, she always quick to not respect me, be so defensive. I don't know. And then it's just like I try to understand, like, what is this coming from? Because she does the same exact to my mom. Like, she does the same exact thing to her mom, and I be trying to figure out, like, honey, like, why are you so mad with the world? Why are you so mad with people? Like, why you talk so mad? Like, it's something I never understand with her. And that's why it used to be the time when we were growing up, we used to just hit each other. We used to fight, like, literally fight because it was like it
Yeah.
didn't make sense. And that was the Tanisha that wasn't like fully right in her head, because guess what? We argue, you ready to say something, you hit me or I hit you, and it starts WWE. And then like bleed, rips, pull hair, whatever. But now it's like, honey, like these words, like you say, tune out. Like it can't even get to me anymore. So, at the end of the day, like I'll have a mother talk with her, be like, you could avoid this, you could do this, whatever. And even as a big sister, certain things you need to do, because I don't want you to, make these mistakes. You're getting older. Like, yeah, you're gonna make the
Yeah.
mistakes and learn from it. But like realistically, I don't want you to keep making a mistake. Like you just take life so precious, you don't care. It's just something that she does. She just don't care. She just, she's just her own little thing. That's all I could say. But it's just like, that relationship with me and her was always good and bad, okay for a second, hot and cold. And it just be that, like,
What do you think Lulu's teaching you, like in life or family?
you know what?
Mm.
With her, I would say she's teaching me to like keep it moving. Like I don't know. She's teaching me to not do too much, I guess. I don't know. To not be so feminine, I guess. Not to be so, I don't know. That's how I feel, because like I tell you, she knows most of my business than I know her. I don't know nothing about her. Somebody was to ask, hey, what do you know about your sister? I really don't know nothing. So I don't know. I don't know if she's trying to teach me to be a man like her. I really don't know,
I'm dead.
girl.
She said a man,
Girl.
okay? If you don't leave my Pisces alone.
Girl, I don't know. I don't know what she here to teach me, because it don't make no sense. How I try to, I don't know. Maybe she's trying to make me learn, like to stay out of people's business, to not help her. I don't know, to stop being so mothery and nurturing all the time. I don't know, girl, being feminine, because those are the things I do all at once. So maybe that's what she's trying to teach me. Mind my business, be masculine, and stop being in people's business. Touch your nose, stop being so feminine all the time, and you're vulnerable all the time, and trusting people. Like I think all of that may be all in place, because it just don't make no sense.
That's crazy, girl.
Uh-huh.
Mm. That's insane. It's
Yeah.
interesting because the way that you like, I guess the way that you're describing and the energy that I'm getting, I feel like I don't want to say I'm gonna relate 100% because I know like our traumas are different, but like I can see where I was that like angry when I was growing up too, and where like even
Mm-hmm.
if in another life, I don't know, in another dimension, if me and Yossi were like to have a conversation, she'd probably ask me because I'd be asking my teenage self, like, why are you so mad at the world? It's
Yeah.
all that trauma and not. It's like because I will say Yossi is not my safe space, Tanisha. She
Mm-hmm.
doesn't make me feel safe. Like I just
And I
feel
guess
like
I'm not for Luminese as well. That's what I feel like. Because,
that's sad.
like I
How
could
does that
sit there
make
and
you
talk to her.
feel?
Girl, I don't know. Like at the end of the day, I don't think it really bothered me, because it's like at the end of the day, it's whatever. You still have learning to do. If you feel like I'm not, then hey, that be it. Like I don't have too much to say. Like, because in life, when you try everything, you try to help them out, you try to be there, give them advice. But girl, they still choose to go to other people. They choose to go make somebody else their safe space that really ain't they self safe space, and tell people all their business. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what she's gonna learn one day, to learn, like, you need to start relying on, your family, someone that's inside your house, then going out to other people where they're letting your business out to the whole world. And I think that's what she's gonna really learn, so one day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ugh,
because it don't make no sense.
that's crazy. Oof.
Yeah, because it's like, a lot about me. I could sit here and say, oh, I just did
Yeah.
this, or, I just came here, or guess what, or just that, blah, blah, blah. Like, I tell her, because
Mhm.
I feel like you're my sibling. I could sit here and talk to you, like, but
So, uh,
everybody different.
I feel like I'm gonna just like ask a question. I'm gonna answer it for
Uh,
me, and I want you to answer it because I
uh,
feel like with the events that had happened in your life, that literally, I think it was not even 2 weeks later, it happened in mine with
uh,
a specific person. I don't want to drop any names, but it's
uh,
like this extremely traumatic event in our lives that happened. Like, do you feel like your family was there, like supporting you? I feel like with my family, I mean, yeah, I had to let them know like what's up. I had to let them know what was going on. I'm gonna get
Mhm.
emotional. Oh God. Oh,
Mhm.
Tanisha, I feel like you were the only one that was like there for me, like
Uh,
emotionally.
Girl, it be like that.
Fuck.
It do. Yeah, it is.
I
Yeah.
feel like, because like when I spoke to my parents and stuff and I told them what was up, I remember telling you too, I didn't
Mhm.
feel any emotion. It was like, I understand because I go like, back and forth from like
Mhm.
Virginia to California. Like
Mhm.
I get it where it's like, is she really gonna stay?
Girl,
And it's
trust me,
like
I know, I know. Trust me,
I
and that's why I
only
felt for you because I went through that. I went through that. So, girl, that's why I was like literally there because it's not fun. It's not, it's not easy. It's not easy, girl. That, when stuff shift like that and there's a big change like that in life,
I
it's not
know.
easy. It's not. And people got to understand that you really have to be for someone there mentally, and even if you can't physically, you can, like, you definitely have to because that is something, that
It's so
like,
crazy.
yeah.
And I thank you so much, Nisha. Like you are just like my everything for like being there when my world
Yeah.
was crashing down.
You
Ooh,
definitely, girl,
girl.
you definitely know, girl. Trust me, because that is very scary, and I don't wish that on nobody. That's just how it is. That's
Amen,
how I
girl.
see. That's
The
how I see it in
trauma,
life. Really do, yeah.
the
And
trauma
and
that
that
like
takes
we go
definitely
through.
healing. Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like your family was like there for you? Like, I know they were there
Um,
physically, but like emotionally.
Not really. Not really. I
Damn.
would say my mom. I would say my mom is kind of like was like, yeah, I'm a little bit. But you remember my situation because I was crying a lot
Yeah, I
because
know.
the
It was a
situation we
lot.
just talked about the sister wound just now, and you were in the background. You knew what happened. You knew how she was treating, how she was talking, and that really crushed me. Like, you know what I mean. And that's why I say, I had to learn in life. Even your family was somebody, you really have to focus and do what's good for you because at the end of the day, your enemy could be right in front of you. The enemy could be right there. People can always be negative, but it's on you on how you're going to change that negative into a positive. Because I kind of, and I won't forget it. And it's just so crazy because I did forget, but you brought it back to me about, that situation. Speaking of
Yeah.
the sister wound,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, that's why, I'm the strong person I am today. Because, at the end of the day, for someone to see you at your low and to do that too to you and just talk to you like this, or you can't use this, you
Yeah.
can't do that. Especially, there were so many times that week when it was emergency, I had to use that,
I know.
device
I
to go
know.
meet up, and
I
they
know.
refused to. Like, it was just so much. So when you say supportive, to really think about it, really not at all. No one, like I tell you, and I'm telling you to this day, and this what make me stronger. And I feel like it's gonna get worse, like where it's gonna be to a part
Yeah.
where one day it's gonna be like I'm just gonna be so tough and like cold hearted because it's
Mm-hmm.
just like damn, like nobody really, kind of, but you, like I told you, you every second of the way. Because when the incident, happened, you were on the phone with me. We didn't get off. You helped me go to sleep and all
Girl, we
that.
we
But
would fall asleep
you
on the
definitely, because at
phone.
the end of the day, your family don't really understand. They don't know. You got this one trying to make your life a living hell. Your little
Right?
sibling. So it was just a lot. It was really a lot. And like I said, it just helped me to build and to be stronger and to continue to know that you cannot even rely on your own family because at the end of the day, they're not going to be there. When you sitting here packing up, moving, and doing all that,
Mm-hmm.
they're not. Like my little brother, yeah, he was there for a day and then, he did
I
the most he
know.
can. And that was it. Yeah, my little sister did for a second and got slick. Like, okay, I'm done. This is not
I
for me. I'll be
remember
in the
that.
car. This is too much.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's, people gonna show you their colors, but it's just only gonna make you stronger. Like you know the outcome. You just know what to do next time. It just makes you a whole different person, a whole new person. You looked at the perspective very differently now. It's very different now. So yeah.
I know it's a lot, girl, because like it's just I feel like what my family lacks, and I'm gonna say this with confidence,
Mhm.
they lack emotion. I feel like,
Mhm.
with my family, and like this is something that I've learned where there's sometimes when someone's coming to you, you don't need to
Mhm.
talk. You could just
Mhm.
listen. That's all that person needs is an
Mhm.
ear. And I feel like whenever like any time I sit here and I even say anything, I feel like I get
Mhm.
jumped on. Well, you knew that situation and this is
Mhm.
you made your bed, you lay
Mhm.
in it, deal with it. I don't know why you talking to me
Mhm.
like that. And it's like it's just so crazy, because like I said, I feel like you were the only one that I can talk to. It's like my
Mhm.
safe space. I'm not judged.
Mhm.
our lives align. Like we sit here, we go, and you're like, yeah, like this is what helped me in this situation. Maybe it can help you, and
Mhm.
then I give you advice. It's just so crazy, girl. I don't know. There's
Yep.
something with us, alignment, manifestation. I don't know.
Hmm. Yep, girl. So that was just like a big, eye opener and very huge transformation, a transition for us in our life. So that I can definitely say.
Jeez, it's just so
Mhm.
crazy. If
And
you
that's
can
because.
have a heart to heart with Luminese, like where like she would listen and not like bark back, what would you
Hmm.
say? Like where like she would just maybe I don't know, like restrained and like mouth taped because I know like Lulu, she don't play.
Yeah, I feel like, at the end of the day, I would just tell her, like, I just don't want her to make the mistakes that I didn't even get a chance to make because I know some of the things that she did, I haven't did. And I just want her to really, look at reality as reality and to instead of taking it, for like, like play and stuff, take instead of taking life for granted because there's just so many things like that. And I just want her to know, like, everybody is not her friend. At the end of the day, people that you think is your friend is not people you think that's there for you. It's truly not. You have to learn how
Mhm.
to definitely, be there for yourself, be into that feminine energy, and definitely, definitely self, how you call it? Soul searching, self, yeah, self, like, I forgot what you call it, but definitely working on her because I feel like there's something there that's in her what makes her always upset. So I definitely feel like it's definitely some soul searching that needs to be done, definitely some healing or something to make her the woman that she's gonna become later on in the future. Because yeah, girl, I just feel like it's just still a few lessons my girl gotta learn. But other than that, that's all I just wanna say to her, like, and I just wish she can, be there like how I'm always there for her,
Mhm.
mentally and physically, but I don't think she really understand that, which I don't, I don't blame that because I never had an issue with that because at the end of the day, she's young. She still have a lot of learning to do
Yeah, she's very
and she's
young.
still, yeah, and she still have a lot of responsibilities to learn from because she barely, have any responsibility. But yeah, so that's what I'm just saying. Like, it's just certain things. I just want her to just learn like things like that to just be, the better version of herself instead of being that person being upset, angry, defensive because life is very short and we all tend to learn that, we take life granted for granted all the time. So that's what I just want her to know at the end of the day. And and to let her know, and I think I tell her that all the time, I'm here if she want to talk to me, but she just don't trust me with her business. She feel like I'm gonna tell it to the whole wide world. But it's okay. So I understand. But it's always gonna be a lesson that you're gonna learn because I'm so quick to tell her my business and stuff like that. But that's all I could just tell her. Like, the reason why I do the things and say the things I say to her all the time and nag in her ears is honestly for the better. Because if you're my little sister, I'm not gonna sit there and be, fake with you. I'm gonna be real, like, hey, baby
No,
girl,
100%.
don't do that. Yeah, because I don't want you to go through that. Because half of the stuff that you're doing now, I did not go through that. So if I could prevent from you even going through that, and I didn't even go through that, that's telling you, like, I'm really trying to help you to open your eyes and help you. But at the end of the day, you're young, and you have the many lessons to learn from. So no matter if it take you 10 years, 20 years, obviously the 30th year, you'll learn from it.
Literally.
But
And your sister is 27. She'll be going
mhm.
through her, I think, Aries. Girl, I forgot, but I think
Yeah, because
she's
at
after.
27, baby, I
Mhm.
was already with Tristan. Tristan was like turning 1 or 2. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, and at 27, I was popping a baby out. That was literally the
Okay.
beginning of my Saturn. And it's
Okay.
crazy because Crystal's going through hers. Her Saturn's in
Hmm.
Pisces. It's just a lot of
Hmm.
Saturns. I don't
Hmm.
know. But um I hope that, you and I can heal the wounds that we have like with our siblings and stuff because I
Hmm.
feel like at least for me, and we're
Hmm.
gonna end it with this, and then we'll do the card pulls that I pulled. I feel like
Hmm.
for me, with the siblings and stuff, like maybe with my brothers and me not growing up with them, and there being like
Yeah.
a huge, just like I can't even tell you like Tommy or Sergio's favorite color, like.
Yeah.
I feel like Sergio gave me more trauma than Tommy, and just like I felt like abandoned. I felt like I wasn't important. Like, when, he
Hmm.
would call when he was in prison or whatever, like, and
Mhm.
I would answer the phone, like he'd be like, where's Brian Jr., because I
Mhm.
understand that's his kids and stuff, but that
Mhm.
fucked me up, because it's like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, you're my brother, I want a connection, and it's like
Mhm.
you're sending letters to them, which I get it, but it's like
Mhm.
I always felt like left out. I don't know, girl, but
Have you ever spoken to that? Like told him that or
oh
anything?
hell no, baby.
Girl,
No,
maybe that's
you
something you
girl.
gotta tell him. Honestly, I feel like it's
No.
gonna be a conversation that happened like that one day where you say that to your older siblings, let them know how you feel, you
I
know?
mm,
Because
I
and
just
it's
feel,
just so crazy. Go ahead, because I
yeah.
don't want you to forget.
I feel like my family, and like I feel like you can relate too, where it's like it's just so weird bringing something up, and you're so like so vulnerable, and like I'm scared to hear like the I don't care, or
Mhm.
this is the way it was, and what did you want me to do, like it was back then, like I couldn't fix it type thing. So I don't think I will ever. And maybe, when we die and we have the life review, I don't know, like in another life, things can be healed, fixed. But like in this life, Tanisha, honestly, I will forgive it.
Mhm.
I will heal it, I
Mhm.
forgive him, I love him, keep it moving. But that little girl is like damaged. Like the little
Yeah.
Cynthia with the men, and like, like I said, like with the brothers and stuff, maybe this is why it's so hard for me to have a connection with men. I've tried reaching
Mhm.
out to people to do podcasts. It's so hard for me to keep that and it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to sit here and talk to you about? Like, I don't know what the
Mhm.
fuck men talk about. What you want to talk about? You know?
Mhm. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because that's the same exact way. Like, I wish one day, like, honestly, my sister would come up to me and say, like, why I can't open up to you, why I can't talk. Like, I'm just ready for that moment for her
Yeah.
to ask me. Because, I'm that girl that's just ready for her to open her mouth to start talking. Because, yeah, that's crazy.
Mm-mm. And then like with
Mhm.
with the women, and like with the whole like friends and stuff, like I said, I cherish our friendship so much, because this is, you know, I mean, out of like other friendships that I have, because I have like
Mhm.
Destiny and Maria, and it's like there's
Yeah.
something there between, like, that just it's just so beautiful. Like I feel like I'm manifesting like friendships that I need.
Yeah, of course. Because at the end of the day, girl, people not gonna understand us like the way we understand each other. So,
It's so
because like I tell
crazy.
you, we have like the same thing. Like it's just crazy how we can relate to so many things and not be judged or not be, whatever.
Hmm.
Like yeah, we'll put each other in our place saying, "Oh no," like blah blah blah, whatever. But yeah.
Is there any final like thoughts or anything you want to say before we end it and I go to the card pulls?
I would always say, to be honest with you, this is what I would want to say. Be true to yourself. Don't ever, worry about what other people think about you. And especially while you're here living on earth, to make it right with your loved one. If you need to forgive someone, and
Yeah.
definitely live in a moment and cherish the moment, because life is definitely short. So that's definitely, and I feel like this is a time and a moment where we all should be, working on ourselves, on healing, loving one another, definitely mentally, spiritually, and yeah, physically. So that's something I really want to say, where we definitely need to work on ourselves.
Yeah, because life is so
Mhm.
short. I was on TikTok last night, and like it just like gets to me, and it's like, I would love to have a relationship with my siblings, but I don't know where to start, because on
Yeah.
TikTok, there's this trend going around talking about it's like a slideshow, and it's like, oh, me and my sibling, like, make sure that you make amends and you forgive and you tell your siblings you love them, because next thing you know, they're dead.
Yeah, because you don't want to live with that happiness. You don't want to live with you guys never been able to talk it out.
Yeah.
So that's something that's really different. So
I know. After this,
mhm.
I'm gonna text Yossi and tell her I love her, and then she's gonna be like, "What's wrong?" I'm gonna be like, "Nothing, bitch. I love you." and
And
tell
she's
and
gonna
tell
call you,
Yareli, and no,
her, okay?
I know,
All
and
right.
and I'm not gonna answer. Okay, we're just gonna keep it moving.
Girl, Oh, girl, you so
Okay.
crazy. But yeah, definitely, girl, I'm telling you, because life is short. We definitely, have to get right with everyone, forgive everyone and sit there and live in a moment. Like, even though they say you can forgive, but never you don't forget. Yeah, that's true. You can do that too. You can forgive the person and keep it moving. But at least you had your peace. You said your piece with that person. You guys talked it out and everything and open up and really get to understand the person, on what they were feeling and how they were feeling. Because life is too short. So we definitely have to live our life and cherish it with no regrets, okay? Knowing that we did what we had to do
Literally.
here on earth, that we did our purpose, we completed our purpose. And like I said, yep.
Do you think that you can tell your siblings today? Like, I don't know if it's gonna be weird because you guys aren't used to it, but just like go up to your sister, go up to KK, Emmanuel, and just be like, I love you, right? Like, what do
I
you
know
think?
that's
Like,
gonna be
they're
so weird. I know that's it's
Tanisha's
gonna be
like,
so
no.
weird because I'm like in text message, like it's just that's a common thing when I say happy birthday and I send them text message with I love you because they know like I don't have to say it. Like it's just so weird. I guess because it was just not, and I think you know why. I think because it was like something that was not brought up in our family. Like I think that's why it's like okay to not say it as much because it's so crazy how that's crazy too. Like I don't see my mom really saying that too much to my daddy, and my daddy not really saying it much, and our parents. And another thing, our parents really not saying that to us. So yeah, I don't think that's why we've ever gotten used to that word "I love you." So that's something I could definitely say.
And that's crazy because I could already see you breaking generational curses. Because I know with Tristan, like, he hugs
Mm-hmm.
you, physical
Yeah, but I say I
touch.
love
He
you
goes, Mom, Mom,
24/7.
Mom.
I love you. Yeah, but we say I love you. I love you. Yeah, we use that word with Trisha like no tomorrow. I do.
You are an amazing mom. You know that?
Thank you, and so are you, girl. You are a beautiful and amazing mother of three because it's not easy. I talked to you about one, how I'm ready to pull out my hair, but baby girl, you're doing amazing with having three, my girl. Trust me. And then
It's
to
a
still
lot.
manage and balance out, yes, girl, you're doing your thing. So, honey, you doing that.
This is a lot. The last two card pulls, because we're wrapping it up. I pulled two cards while we were talking. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this definitely 100% is for you and me. But
Mm-hmm.
it's for the collective. You take what resonates, you leave what doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to like speak on the cards, Tanisha, you can. If not, it's cool. So the first card is slow down and rest. You need it. And I feel like this is something that you and I definitely need because, I don't know how you do it. I keep saying, girl, every day, I don't know how you do it, Tanisha, because you're always moving. You're always like when we're on the phone, you're in the car doing something like, and
Girl,
you
you,
work
I told you
all
that.
the
Didn't I tell you that
time.
yesterday? Girl,
And
I
you
told you that
work
yesterday. I
all
said
the
you need to
time.
rest. I think I told
You
you
do
that yesterday
too,
that you need to
though.
rest, girl. Because
We
I'm like,
both
baby girl.
do. We
I'm like, your
both
body's
do.
overheating.
And it's crazy because it's like I try, and it's like how like today, how the fucking school called me. I was excited to come
Mm-hmm.
home, podcast, nothing crazy, and then next thing you
Yeah.
know, the school calls me. Your son threw up. I'm like,
Yeah. And he seems perfectly fine to me, honey.
girl, he's right now
Like
in
he's
the water
okay.
and he's splashing and playing. Okay, rest.
Yeah.
What rest?
He's chilling. Yeah. He's living his life as he should. That's right. Hmm.
Yes, it's a lot, girl. Slow down, rest. You need it, and I feel like however we can, whenever we can, because as mothers, it's difficult because it's like when I'm sure when Tristan gets home, it's like all he wants is his
Mm-hmm.
mama. It's a lot, girl. So definitely, we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna hold each other accountable, and we're gonna do like our face masks and just try to like.
Yeah, I haven't did those in so long. It's so crazy how you said that. I used to do that. I haven't did that in a minute.
So, to anyone listening, slow down and rest. With all the journals that I've done bought, Tanisha, and you keep telling me, stop it, Cynthia. I need to start like writing in them and on my downtime.
Exactly. Because I'm pretty sure you're just looking at them to see that they're cute and to be obsessed because it's a brand new book, smell like a brand new book, look nice, and stack them on top of each other, knowing that you got a library full of beautiful journals and helpful tips and advice of journals. Yes, girl. I know you. Trust me.
And definitely what I can see, I don't know when, I'm gonna go to the beach, bring my
Hmm.
little journal, bring the
Yeah, that'd be
kids,
nice. Yeah.
and just go. So
Yeah.
the last card that we have, I want to like hear how you want to interpret this because Tanisha's sidekick, whether you guys know it or not, Tanisha's fucking sidekick.
Child,
She
whatever. If you think so.
Tanisha
If
be
you say
saying
so,
stuff
my
and then things
girl.
happen. Your soul whispers
Girl.
love, your ego shouts fear. What is God telling you on that? Your soul
Girl.
whispers love, your ego shouts fear.
Yep. That described me all the way.
I'm so dead, girl.
Because my ego, honey, we know
And
Shanisha with her ego, honey, is just
and
scared of a lot of things. Okay,
I
especially to
know.
yeah, to not to be worried about the outcome or what's gonna happen if I do this and do that. Yeah.
And I feel like at least for me, what I can think is your sister, and maybe
Mm-hmm.
and I know it's so hard. I know it's so hard, but it's like where she's being like extra mean to you. Show her
Mm-hmm.
love because what Luminese is showing is that her ego shouting fear, like anything that it doesn't come from like love lacks love. So there's
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in your sister's life where she's lacking love, and I know it's so hard, Tanisha, because I
Mm-hmm.
can hear sometimes when we're on the phone you be snapping back.
Like today, honestly, like come on now.
I
Like getting
know.
all rude. I'm just telling you, something simple and nice, calm voice. You don't have to get an attitude, ready to pop off, ready to get crazy. Like, come on.
I know.
It's more to
Try,
life than popping off and getting crazy with me and want to fight.
I know. Try to just like
I know it's hard when
whisper
somebody
love.
arguing with you
I
and
know.
shouting at
I
you. You just
know.
go the other way. That's me, real quick.
And especially like when you're like trying to say something or you do something and they say
Yeah, so
something
I just go to
slick.
myself. Yeah, I just breathe it out. I just go about my business because I don't got time. Life is already too short, and I just can't. The conflict, the drama, girl. I think you know that. I try to stay away from all that,
I'm so dead.
girl. Mm-mm. I
So
don't got time.
sometime this week, do your face mask and then just let's try to wherever there's ego, wherever there's like nastiness, like just bring yourself to center and then just like I don't know, maybe a wave like, because God is like nothing but love. So like this person needs God, like I don't know. And look at it like that.
Girl, I can't give too much people love because I done gave too much people love, and look
There
where
she
it
go.
turned out for me.
There she go.
Like
There
you
she go.
see where it,
I
got
know.
me, right?
I
Okay.
know I know
After
what you're
this
talking about
week,
too. I
yeah,
know.
okay. After this week, you see where love got me.
I know,
Being loving
Tanisha.
people, feminine, like yeah, too much caring.
Vulnerable,
Yeah, okay, real
and
quick.
then boom, things
Yeah,
happen.
yeah, because
Yeah,
I open up too much
I
where I should
know.
have been masculine and shut down real quick.
I'm Tanisha.
Girl, so I think life is teaching me something.
I know. It's teaching all of us something. Thank
Mhm.
you, Tanisha, so much for like your vulnerability. Honestly, thank you for your vulnerability and your friendship and like you just being you. Continue being you because I love you with everything in
Love you
me.
too, girl. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me over to this podcast. I enjoyed it. It's amazing. I think the last time we did one was like I forgot how many months. It's so crazy. I can't even
It
remember,
was like a
but I
year
enjoyed
ago.
it.
Like it was a long
Yeah. Oh
time
wow, girl. It's
ago.
been a while. Wow, this is crazy.
And
That's
we're
how you know
still
our
thugging
life
it
been
out.
lifing, girl. Yeah, our life been lifing. But yeah.
I know, literally. But thank you, girl. I'm gonna end it here. I love
All
you.
right, girl. Love you too.
Bye.
Bye, my girl.
Thank you all for listening in to Random Spirit. I appreciate each and every one of you. If anyone has any suggestions, ideas that you would like me to go over in future episodes, go on and share them. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. The handle is Random Spirit Podcast for both. You could also contact me via email. It will be in the show notes. If you guys relate, you can go on and leave a review, talk about the episode. Thank you so, so much from the bottom of my heart. Until next time, bye.